So let me welcome you all, and in the interest of all the people present here, I'm sure the August gathering we have, you all have been a part of various very prestigious events of the Prime Minister and President and Vice President. But because also in the interest of the others who are present here, would just like to let you know how we have planned for the inaugural session. This session, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a very tight session of 45 minutes. We are expecting the Honorable Vice President to be here with us at 9:25. As he arrives, he's going to be first meeting and greeting. He's going to be greeted by the dignitaries who are present in the front row. And post that, he's going to be joining us here on the stage. On the stage, ladies and gentlemen, along with the Honorable Vice President, we have the President of FADA, Shri John K. Paul. We have the President, we have the Chairman of the Auto Summit 2018, Mr. Nikund Sanghi, the President of SIAM and the Chairman of Force Motors, Dr. Abe Firodia, Industry Leader, the Vice President of FADA, Shri Ashish Kale, Mr. Vikram Kirloskar, who's already present with us right now, the Vice Chairman of Toyota Kirloskar Motor Private Limited also joins us, and Mr. KVS Prakash Rao, the Director of the Auto Summit 2018. These are the distinguished dignitaries who are going to be part of the inaugural session and going to be addressing us. Also for the August gathering, would like to mention that during this session of 45 minutes, the Honorable Vice President is also going to be conferring the Lifetime Contribution Award and 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards. We have the Lifetime Achievement Awardees present with us in the August gathering. If they are here, just a request to the awardees, you're requested to kindly embark the stage from the steps which are on your right-hand side, and you can disembark on the left-hand side and be back at your respective seats. So that is just for the awardees. We're also going to be having a group photograph of some of our members with the Honorable Vice President and the dignitaries on the dais. People who are part of the group photograph, they are aware that they are going to be invited. They are requested to be kindly closer to the stage so that we can complete the entire ceremony within the stipulated time of 45 minutes. Also, we were supposed to be joined by Mr. Nitin Gadkari, the Honorable Minister for Road Transport and Highways. Unfortunately, he's not been able to join us, but he has sent across a message, and that message is going to be played after the Vice President leaves. Once the Vice President departs at 10:15, we are going to be having a short tea and coffee break, resuming with our session, wherein we will also have our Lifetime Achievement Awardees giving their acceptance speech. And then there is also going to be the message of Mr. Nitin Gadkari, which is going to be played here on the screen. I will just rush you through the day-long schedule which we have. So as I mentioned, 45 minutes of our inaugural session, 15 to 20 minutes of our tea and coffee break. Then we have a special session where our Lifetime Achievement Awardees give their acceptance speech with the message of Mr. Nitin Gadkari. And post that, we are going to be having Mr. Abe Damle, the Joint Secretary from the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, joining us. Therein, he's going to be talking to us about Vahan 4.0 and also about the new transport bill. We also have our representatives from NIC who are going to be with us. Any questions during that? We have 2 of our FADA members who are going to be taking it. May I request you all, ladies and gentlemen, the information which we have, the Honorable Vice President is on his way. He's going to be joining us anytime now. And request all of you to kindly be seated. It's 9:15, 9:25 is going to be arriving. May I request all the people to kindly be seated, have your mobile phones on the silent mode, and request for no movement in the hall, please. You can be seated now. सभी लोग जो हमारे साथ हैं, उनसे एक बार मैं फिर से निवेदन करना चाहूँगी। माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति जी थोड़ी देर में हमारे साथ यहाँ पर होंगे। आप सभी से मैं निवेदन करती हूँ कि आप जल्द से जल्द अपने स्थान पर बैठ जाएं, अपने मोबाइल फ़ोन्स को प्लीज़ साइलेंट मोड पर रखें। और आप सभी से निवेदन है, प्लीज़ जो भी लोग खड़े हैं प्लीज़ बैठ जाइए। और साथ में If I can request no movement in the hall, please. People who are moving, ladies and gentlemen, we need to be ready to welcome the Honorable Vice President. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Vice President is already here. He's just joining us. He's taking his steps down. He's joining us, being received by Mr. Nikun Sanghi, the Chairman of the Auto Summit 2018. Kindly be seated, ladies and gentlemen, please. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to please rise as we extend our greetings and regards to the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu ji, welcoming him in the gathering. May I request Mr. Nikun Sanghi, the Chairman of Auto Summit 2018, to kindly escort the Honorable Vice President, Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu ji, on the dais. May I request Mr. Sanghi to kindly escort him. May I request you all to please rise for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Kindly be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Honorable Vice President, sir, with the industry leaders and the senior representatives of FADA present with us here on the dais and off the dais, with all our very eminent delegates and participants, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure now to be welcoming all of you to the inaugural session of the 10th Biennial Auto Summit 2018, which is being organized by the Federation of Automobile Dealers Association in association with the SIAM. And if you see, ladies and gentlemen, the 10th edition becomes really significant in the wake of the grand transition which the auto retail segment and the future of mobility is experiencing in the wake of various uncertainties and the disruptions. Mainly the Industry 4.0, digitization, the rising expectation of the customers, rising regulations. We are seeing the advent of the electric mobility and also the shared mobility and autonomous mobility. And maybe in the years to come, we are also going to be witnessing a convergence of the autonomous and the electric. So all these are pretty much a compelling reasons to have a rethink on the existing model of the auto retail, to make some incremental changes so as to remain relevant and competitive and profitable. So as we are going to be discussing all this, talking about taking charge and taking control of our destiny, we are really glad that we have the Honorable Vice President who's leading these talks. For all of us know that throughout his public as well as in his political life, he has been a leader, he has been a reformist. Right from his student days, he was also a student leader. He had brought in various reforms which have hugely impacted the economy. He has led the change. He's been a part of change. So we are sure that as we are all ready to take that courage, to take that leap of faith, the Honorable Vice President's message is going to be further encouraging us and motivating us. So thank you, Honorable Vice President, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have on the stage Mr. John K. Paul, the President of FATA. This is the second tenure for him as the President of FATA. He's also managing one of the largest groups which is engaged in the auto retail. He's the Managing Director of the Popular Vehicles and Services Limited, and he's also the President of the Kerala Automobile Dealers Association, the very first leader of Kerala to have made it as the President of FADA. We have our industry leaders present with us, and they are leaders today, ladies and gentlemen, because time and again, they have brought in the change, in the ways, they have introduced new business models, and in that respect, we are really glad that we have Mr. Vikram Kirloskar joining us. He's the Vice Chairman of Toyota Kirloskar Motor Private Limited, an industry stalwart who has more than 3 decades of experience in the business of manufacturing automobiles and auto parts. And then he continues to serve on the National Council of CII, also on the Government of India Development Council for Automobiles, also for the National Council for Electric Mobility. He's also the president of the Automotive Research Association of India and the past president of SIAM. Thank you so very much, sir, for joining us. We are also going to be shortly joined by Dr. Abhay Firodia, the president of SIAM and the chairman of Force Motors. We have Mr. Nikun Sanghi present with us, the chairman of the Auto Summit 2018. He's also the president of the Automobile Skills Development Council. And this is a council, ladies and gentlemen, which has come up in association with the ACMA and SIAM by FADA. He's also the founder of the JS 4-Wheel Motors and currently also the director of the International Affairs of Federation of Automobile Dealers Association and also the past president of FADA. Mr. Ashish Kale is present with us here on the stage. He comes from a family of the automobile dealers. He's the vice president of FADA. He's also the managing director of Provincial Automobile. And this, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, is one of the oldest dealerships in the country, based out of Nagpur. He's also the president of the Vidarbha Automobile Dealers Association. And also gracing the days, we have Mr. KVS Prakash Rao, the director of the Auto Summit 2018, the past president of FADA. He's also the president-elect of the Andhra Pradesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and he is also the FADA state chairman of Andhra Pradesh. So with this very distinguished people present with us, along with the Honorable Vice President, ladies and gentlemen, we're all ready to take control of our destiny, and we look forward to the views of our distinguished leaders. At the outset, I would like to now first request and invite the Chairman of Auto Summit 2018, Mr. Nikun Sanghi, for his welcome remarks.
Good morning, everyone. His Excellency, Vice President of India, Shri Venkataya Naiduji, Mr. Vikram Kirloskar, Vice Chairman, Toyota, and also past President CM, John Paul, President FADA, Ashish Kale, Vice President FADA, and Prakash Rao, past President FADA and Director Auto Summit, distinguished guests, and all my dealer friends. I welcome you all to the 10th Auto Summit. What does the 10th Auto Summit signify? The 10th Auto Summit means that we have covered a journey of almost 20 years. The first Auto Summit happened in 2000. I'd like to take you back to 2000 when our founding fathers of FADA thought that we should have events like the Auto Summit. I'd like to take you back to what the then president and the then chairman of the Auto Summit, our very respected Mr. Vinay Navatia said. He said that we need a first-class ticket to modern ways of management. We need a first-class ticket to understand information systems, and we need a first-class ticket to understand our customers. Isn't it so relevant even today? I salute these leaders. I salute these leaders because 20 years back, they thought and executed that we needed a forum where the thought leaders of this industry, the dealers, the manufacturers, the government, and so many more come on one platform. If you go back to the 10 years, if you go back to each theme, for paucity of time, I will not do that. Each theme of each summit was relevant to its time. It is the Auto Summits which brought FADA to where it is today. It is a forum which made people sit up and realize that dealers were an important part of the auto retail industry. It was a forum which made people realize that we employ more than 3 million people. We are the biggest revenue collectors for the exchequer. And we believe in inclusive growth, because what we do is not displace people. We employ them in their place of residence. The government of India, very rightly so, talks of skilling and skilling of people. But what have we been doing for the past 70 years? We have been skilling people who have absolutely zero knowledge of automobile. And we have trained them. We have trained them to become employable. We have trained them to become self-reliant. And we have so many examples. People who joined as mechanics became technical managers. People who joined as salesmen are CEO of dealerships. We gave them a career path. We have been diligently collecting revenue and giving it to the government. We have been making investments, and they are not small. The cumulative investments of dealers, if not equivalent, are probably more than what the manufacturers have made in their industry. That is the importance of FADA, that is the importance of this forum, and that is the importance of Auto Summit. What an Auto Summit does is to set the agenda, for all of us on the way forward. It helps us understand each other. It helps us exchange best practices. That is what an Auto Summit does. It is extremely a great moment where His Excellency the Vice President has agreed to be a part of this summit and to give his blessings. Probably a word of advice. We all know him as a reformist beyond parallels, a reformist who has reformed the way the ministries work. He has been a doer, he has been an executor, and he has proved it. We are so happy to have him here. We have Mr. Kirloskar, and now Dr. Firodia, I welcome you. The chairman of the SIAM, the Society of Indian Automobile Manufacturers. The relationship between SIAM and FADA is that of two wheels of a cycle. We are their first customers, and we are the face of the industry when it comes to the end consumer. We are the ones who create demand. We are the ones who supply demand. We are the ones who educate customers. We are the one who understands their needs. We are the ones who deliver to the customer what he wants. We are the ones who compare products and give them the best. We are the ones who come to their service, whether it is buying a vehicle, arranging finance, or maintaining a vehicle. We are a link between the manufacturers and the end consumers. We help this industry grow. We need support, we need blessings from the entire industry and the government to recognize us as the auto retail industry, as the biggest employers, as the biggest revenue collectors. We are willing to go all the way to support the government in letter and spirit and deliver what we are expected to do as citizens of India, as builders, as a part of building the nation. I think since we have an extremely tight time schedule, the Vice President has to go to the Parliament because it is in session and today is the last day of the Parliament. We will deliberate on issues relevant to us during the day. With this, I welcome all of you once again to the 10th Auto Summit. and request you to participate, to deliberate in each of the sessions, because each session is relevant to you. Each session will make you force to think what is the future, because we have gone through disruptions. And if that is the future, our theme, control our destiny, we need to learn to be self-reliant. We need to take this forward. Welcome once again. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for spelling out the vision and mission of FATA and that of the Auto Summit. And ladies and gentlemen, we also welcome now Dr. Abe Ferodia, the president of SIAM. Once again, he's been someone who's been the pioneer in the automobile industry. He's also the chairman of the Force Motors, again a front runner who embraced the change, adopted to it, and has set benchmarks. So pleasure to have you here, sir. And I would now request and invite you to kindly address this August gathering.
Honorable Vice President Shri Venkaiah Ji Naidu Sahab, President and officials of FADA, members of the Automobile Dealers Fraternity, I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to speak for a few minutes to you this morning. The automobile world is changing. Many people imagine that what is changing is technology. It is right. The change in technology in the next 10 years will be far bigger than what happened in the last 100 years. 100 years. This change in technology is not just going to change the automobile or the automobile manufacturing process or the automobile components, but it is going to change, first of all the business models. The business model for the vehicle manufacturer, the business model for the component manufacturer, the business model for the dealerships, and the business models for the consumers. They're all going to change fundamentally. There will be new equations everywhere. So the most important thing, in my opinion, is to understand what the implications of this change are for every element of the automobile world. There is a change in R&D. In the last 1 year, the flurry of activity in the automobile industry, on the one hand to catch up with BS6, and on the other hand to start working aggressively on electromobility, whether of the pure electric vehicle kind or the hybrid kind. This is in a frenzy state. Time is short. The compulsions are high. Technology is nascent, it's evolving, it's not settled. So there is a big struggle going on in the automobile industry to prepare for the future, so far as the manufacturers are concerned. Factories will change, value chains will change, and the nature of the automobile will change. Component manufacturers will have a lot of difficulty, but the bigger change is going to come in the dealerships. All automobile dealerships depend upon a number of revenue streams on the sales of vehicle and the commission thereon, on the maintenance of vehicles, and on the tertiary streams which relate to providing value-added services. The relative position of these will dramatically change. They say that the electric automobile, the pure electric automobile, will have only a few hundred parts instead of a few thousand parts. The life of the electric motor is almost infinite. There will be very little maintenance requirement, which is wonderful news from the point of view of the consumer, but it changes the value chain of the dealer. So dealers will have to find new emphasis, new value added in how to deal with this changing world. But do not despair. I think the automobile dealer is a very important link in the chain. No automobile manufacturer can sell directly to customer as effectively as the dealer can. The dealer is close to the customer. But the customer is going to change. The customer is going to change in his expectations of the value chain, what he gets out of an automobile. But individual customers who today represent the almost 98% of the customer population will shrink. And connected and fleet mobility will become very important. It will not replace individual customer, but the weight will go up from maybe 5% to 30, 40, 50, 60%. We don't know. It depends on how quickly artificial intelligence develops. It depends on how quickly telematics gets implemented in automobiles. So it becomes important to understand from the dealer's point of view how the future will pan out, what the emphasis of the dealer should be in terms of connectivity with the customer. Above all, the dealer margins, the dealer profitability will have to be reassessed. All of you serve the public. All of you perform a very essential task, but all of you are businesses, and they must remain relevant. The relevance of each business, vehicle manufacturer, component manufacturer, dealer, where is the center of gravity of this is something which is a bit of a mystery just now. There is no cause to worry, but there is cause to be aware. There is need to understand what the new automobile will be, where we can play a relevant role which adds income and value to the manufacturer, component maker, dealer, but at the same time, which gives the consumer satisfaction. So we are in for a big change. I see in the audience a lot of young faces and a lot of faces I have known for the last 50 years. But I think, like the automobile industry, the dealer fraternity has to become younger. And I would urge dealers to please bring in more electronics awareness, more computer awareness, more IT awareness, and to build a better relationship, a more close relationship, an IT-enabled relationship with your customer, with your business partners. That is the way to go. I don't want to go into technicalities of what the change implies so far as electromobility or alternate fuels are concerned. The IC engine, the diesel engine or the petrol engine is not going to die overnight, but it is going to diminish in its importance. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, my best wishes to you on this occasion of your annual meet, when the Vice President himself has thought it necessary and interesting to come and address you. Best wishes to you. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights as you see the future, and that is where the role of the dealers also changing, looking into new models. You clearly see e-mobility coming in and with a lot of technology, and we have to probably start adjusting to the ease of change. I would now like to request and invite another industry stalwart, Mr. Vikram Kirloskar, the Vice Chairman of Toyota Kirloskar Private Limited, and again, someone who has been a trendsetter, who's always embraced the change, requesting him to address us all.
Respected Vice President Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, leaders of FEDA, all my dealer friends. It's really a pleasure to be here. I visit all our company dealers regularly, and that is the best time of my life. We are a big value chain. The whole automobile industry is a big value chain and a big supply chain, starting from suppliers, tier 1, tier 2, OEMs like us, and of course, the fraternity, the dealer and the distributor fraternity. When I look at my experience over so many years, over the last 20, 25 years, we as OEMs are very process-oriented. We work on very fixed rules, and we try very hard to produce a quality product on fixed rules. And we cannot survive without the distributor fraternity. We survive because of the entrepreneurial spirit you bring at the front end of our business. Each customer is different, and each customer has to be dealt with differently. And that's the biggest value that we see in having a fantastic dealership organization that has developed over the many years out here. I'm very proud of our dealers in Toyota Kirloskar Motor and the value they bring to us, and that's why I'm here, because it's a pleasure to be amongst you. Thank you very much for honoring me with this invitation. The most common heard theme in any automotive event these days is we are witnessing unprecedented change. Many may describe this as a description. Others talk about a transformation that promises to usher cleaner, more efficient mobility with new business paradigms. There's a lot of debate on vehicle technologies that can best help bring about this paradigm shift, and also on the approach to the needs to be adopted. These issues are of significant concern to all because they will not only impact the entire automotive ecosystem, but more importantly, the impact will very well be more pronounced in the supply chain and in the service network part of the automotive value chain. Our president of SIAM very clearly elaborated on this. To my mind, the best barometer to evaluate the choices before us is the responsibility index. Simply put, my connotation to the responsibility index is that the automotive industry has to promote responsible mobility. Mobility is important for the growth of our country. We are at the tip of mobility looking around the developed countries, and we are going to grow enormously in mobility if our country has to grow. So responsible mobility is most important. What is responsible mobility? It implies that the automotive industry has to be responsible and responsive to all its stakeholders. This means we are responsible for our planet, which is the sole abode of our species, to our nation, which is our karma bhumi, where we thrive, our customers who we serve, and the society that nurtures us. Responsibility for our planet is to ensure that we leave it as a better place for our future generations. We have to think holistically about the impact of all our actions in their entirety. So this implies building cars that are cleaner on a life cycle perspective and not just on a tailpipe assessment. Otherwise, we'll simply be shifting the environmental damage to a different location, or we may end up harming the environment in areas that are not readily visible. It's also about using lesser resources and applying 5R principles in all that we do: reduce, reuse, recycle, recover, and refuse. Toyota strongly believes in tirelessly working for environment protection. As per Toyota Environmental Challenge 2050, Toyota is committed to build even better cars that meet new vehicles and life cycle zero CO2 emission challenges. In the area of ever better manufacturing, we are committed to achieve the challenges of plant CO2, zero CO2 emission, and minimizing of water usage. I'm very proud that our plant in Birdi has made remarkable progress in this area. Today, with extensive efforts for rainwater harvesting and water recycling, we have achieved the rare distinction of being water surplus with a water-based paint shop. All this while we continue to work towards establishing a society that is in harmony with nature. Responsible mobility in context of India is to do what is best for the planet through an approach that is best suited for India's national objectives. Some of these including promoting energy security, contributing to reduction of imports and growth of the economy that can provide jobs to millions of young Indians. Simply put, we have to choose environmentally friendly vehicle technologies and approaches that can also best achieve these national objectives. So what is perhaps good for other countries like China, etc., may very well be disastrous when valued against our national priorities. In this context, we believe at this juncture, electrification of the drivetrain through use of technologies like strong hybrid, plug-in hybrid, battery electric vehicles is a better approach than an approach that advocates any single technology. In addition, alternate fuel options like bioethanol will also be good in the Indian context. For the last 4 years, Toyota has been making the Camry hybrid, which has emissions less than half of BS6. It's significantly less than half of BS6 emission requirements using BS4 fuel. Our responsibility to customers is to provide reliable, safe vehicles that meet their performance expectation, along with commitment of better after-sales service throughout the life of the car. Mr. Gadkari, who was originally supposed to be here, continuously mentions that 1.46 lakh people are killed in road accidents in 2017. This is an unacceptable number, and we as an automobile fraternity have to work to counter this number. I'm very happy to state that all our cars that we produce, Toyota cars, for the last 3-4 years are all globally NCAP compliant. We have gone ahead, we've always tried to stay ahead on the safety curve. We must remember that the most important factor to keep in mind while promoting environmentally friendly vehicles is customer acceptance. Any technology, no matter how good it may be on paper, cannot succeed without customer acceptance. Therefore, while making policy, it is important for the government to clearly dictate the broad target that it seeks to realize while allowing the market forces to dictate the choice of technology. A healthy, safe, and happy society that exists in harmony with nature is what we all have to strive towards. India needs to adopt vehicle safety and emission norms that are harmonized at global standards. This is because human life in India is as valuable as anywhere else in the world. We are happy that our regulations are fast moving in this direction. To conclude, I would like to urge the automotive fraternity and the government to find pathways that are uniquely suited to our situation, which can help us overcome the challenges that we face today by leveraging upon our strengths and mitigating our weaknesses. Responsible mobility is a good yardstick that can help us discover such a pathway. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for giving us a clear message to be responsive. Thank you, sir, for giving us a clear message to be responsive. Also spelling out the various initiatives which your group is taking, having a concern to the environment and the people, and also appreciating the symbiotic relationship between the manufacturers and the dealers. Thank you so very much, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, in every conference and every summit, we've also been recognizing the manufacturers and the dealers on this platform for their immense contribution which they have made, and not only for a short time, but throughout their lifetime by presenting them the Lifetime Award. So we first have the Lifetime Contribution Award, and ladies and gentlemen, FADA feels really proud to recognize the phenomenal role which has been played by Shri Venu Srinivasan, the chairman of Sundaram Clayton Group, in the promotion and growth of the automotive business in India. He's not been able to join us, but he has sent across a message which we are going to be showing you on the screen. There's a quote from him, and I would also like to request Mr. Nikun Sanghi, the chairman of the Auto Summit 2018, to please read his citation. Ladies and gentlemen, because of the paucity of time, the citation we'll take it later. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the presentation of the Lifetime Achievement Award. I would like to request our Honorable Vice President to please do the honors of presenting these awards. We really feel proud to confer the Lifetime Achievement Award on Dr. Kailash Gupta. Shri Gupta, ladies and gentlemen, started his automobile journey with the Tata Motors dealership in Jabalpur in 1970s. He's today successfully running 2 commercial vehicles and 1 passenger vehicle dealership. Many positions of immense stature and importance he has held, some notable being the former president of FATA and the vice president of the Federation of Madhya Pradesh Chamber of Commerce and Industry. He's a revered author. He has authored various books on the topics spanning leadership, motivation, and business growth. FATA takes pride and privilege in honoring a journey studded with integrity and conviction, and appreciating the phenomenal role which has been played by him in the promotion and the growth of the auto retail business in the country by conferring him the Lifetime Achievement Award. And he also being joined by his life partner here on the stage. Many congratulations to both of them. And the next award, ladies and gentlemen, being conferred on Mr. Deshnidhi Kasliwal. He's not been able to join us, but we have his son who's going to be receiving the award, Mr. Anshu Kasliwal. Shri Kasliwal carried the legacy of his father, who was a pioneer in establishing automobile business in Rajasthan. An astute philanthropist, Shri Kasliwal is also credited with initiating a microfinance institution to provide loans for the poor women, running self-help groups and launching a blood bank, and a medical club to provide free medical advice to the poor people in adjoining rural areas. As his legacy continues, FATA is privileged and proud to felicitate Shri Deshnidhi Kasliwal on his numerous accomplishments and contributions. Many congratulations to the 3 achievers today. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I take the privilege and the honor of requesting and inviting the Honorable Vice President of India, Shri M. Venkaiah Naidu ji, for his inaugural address.
Friends, I'm sorry I will not be able to speak because I have to go to Parliament. My best wishes to all of you, and also congratulations to the people who have achieved a Lifetime Award. The need of the hour, as said by the Prime Minister, is reform, perform, and transform. Transform in every sense. And secondly, we must make better the lives of the people. That responsibility not only lies with the government, but also with all stakeholders in the country. So that being the case, the manufacturer, the spare parts supplier, or the dealer, customer, there has to be interaction between them from time to time, and everybody should follow ethical standards and also be transparent and then accountable. That is the message I want to give to all of you, because there is no time now, because the world is moving faster. And we also should join that. And India, with all its wisdom, with the talent, with the knowledge, we cannot lag behind. Provide an opportunity. Everybody in India have shown so far their great potential. Worldwide, many of the multinational companies are engaging Indian people. And now the biggest challenge before all of us is, please, we have to take care of the environment. Just before coming here, I was watching a WhatsApp message about the water problem in Cape Town, how serious it is. So that's going to be the situation throughout, and without water, there is no life. So keep that in mind and see to it that you make the necessary changes. And it's not for the Green Tribunal to advise us. All of us, we should take care of the planet, take care of the environment, and work accordingly by making necessary changes, by bringing necessary transformation. As Parliament is on, I can't afford to be late because there is a meeting also before the Parliament starts. Sometimes Parliament works also effectively sometimes. So, and it cannot work without an empty chairman. The vice president has dual responsibility of not only the vice president of the country, but also as the chairman of the upper house, Rajya Sabha. So that being the case, I'm sorry I'm not able to spend much of the time. And also, people say that Mr. Venkaiah Naidu says that always he comes on time. The other day, when I went to a meeting, they said, no, it's not correct. Nowadays, he's not coming on time. People were surprised, and he said that he comes before time. So I came before time just to spend some time with the important functionaries of your association. I convey my best wishes to the Auto Summit. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Sir, you've always set benchmarks and standards. We really appreciate your thought here. May I request Mr. KVS Prakash Rao, the director of the summit, to kindly present a memento, token of our gratitude and appreciation to the Honorable Vice President, sir. And post that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll also have a group photograph. We would like to request the Honorable Vice President also to be a part of a group photograph. Mr. Nikun Sangi presenting the shawl, felicitating the Honorable Vice President, and a token of our gratitude, appreciation, a memento being presented to the Honorable Vice President. We have a group photograph now. I would also like to invite here on stage our Lifetime Achievement Awardees, Mr. Gupta and the son of Mr. Kasliwal present here, Mr. Gulati, Mr. Singhania, Mr. Damani, also requesting you all to please join us for the group photograph. We really appreciate the thoughts of our Honorable Vice President, the message given to us being responsive, not only as towards a profession, but also as the citizens of this country and as the habitants of this planet need to take care of our people and of the environment. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to remain at your seats. We are going to be moving ahead with the latter part of this session. We would also like to appreciate our thanks and present the memento to our industry stalwarts. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly be seated. We would also like to appreciate our distinguished guest speakers, the two industry stalwarts present with us. We'll just wait for a couple of minutes as the Honorable Vice President has been escorted by the Chairman, Mr. Nikun Thangi. He's going to be joining us. Meanwhile, may I request all of you to kindly take your seats. The message goes across very exciting times. At the same time, it brings in a lot of challenges where we need to adapt and adopt this change, be a part of this technology revolution which is there, the Industry 4.0, at the same time having a concern towards the environment. That is where all of us as dealers and manufacturers have to look into the e-mobility. The government has already come out towards it. By 2022, we are going to be moving towards e-mobility and the further efforts by all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to kindly take your seats. Can I request people who are standing, we have still the inaugural session which is not finished. Thank you so very much. Thank you. We announced the Lifetime Contribution Award being presented to Mr. Venu Srinivasan, and we now would like to read out his citation, his achievement contribution, requesting Mr. Nikun Sangi, the Chairman of Auto Summit, for reading the citation.
Sri Venu Srinivasan. Sri Venu Srinivasan is the chairman of Sundam Clayton Group, which includes TVS Motor Company, the third largest two-wheeler manufacturer in India and one of the largest automotive component manufacturer of India. He has held various important positions in the Indian automobile industry, such as the chairman of the National Safety Council, Government of India, President CII 2009-2010, President SIAM 1999 to 2001. He was conferred with the award of Padma Shri in 2010, for his valuable and outstanding contributions in the field of trade and industry. For his contribution to leadership and management, Sri Srinivasan was also conferred the JRD Tata Corporate Leadership Award by AIMA in the year 2005. Sri Srinivasan is also the managing trustee of Srinivasan Services Trust, engaged in transformation and empowerment of over 5,000 villages in rural India. As legacy of Sri Srinivasan, FADA is privileged and proud to felicitate Sri Srinivasan on his numerous accomplishments and contribution to the Indian automobile industry, and recognize the phenomenal role played by him in promotion and growth of automotive business in India, and confers on him the Lifetime Contribution Award. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So though he could not join us, but many congratulations to him and to his group. And now we would like to also extend our gratitude and appreciation to our industry stalwarts, to express our thanks to Dr. Abhay Firodia. May I request Mr. Ashish Kale, the Vice President of FADA, to kindly present the memento. To present the memento and also to felicitate him, extend our gratitude to him by presenting the shawl. Our appreciation also to Mr. Vikram Kaloskar. I would like to request Mr. Venkesh Gulati, the Honorary Secretary, to kindly present the memento. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, before we conclude the session and we have the vote of thanks, as we mentioned to you, we were supposed to be joined by Mr. Nitin Gadkari, the Honorable Minister for Road Transport, Highways and Shipping, and all of us know his passion about e-mobility and about biofuels and non-conventional fuels. He is already, we know about the buses which are running there in Nagpur in his constituency, and then he has been a person who's actually walked the talk. If I can put it across, run the talk, for he's always taken lofty targets and completed them much ahead of times. It would have been actually a pleasure listening to him here, but he has not been able to join us. He sent across a video message to us, which we would like to play for all of you. Can we have the message, please, of Mr. Gadkari?
Dear friends, it is a great pleasure and pride for me that today I have interaction with you. I am very sorry because of my bill in the parliament and questions in the parliament. It is difficult for me to attend your program. In Indian economy, the role of automobile dealers is very important. Today this is a sector which is giving maximum employment potential. You are training the manpower. At the same time, many of the dealers are also involved in exports. The export in automobile is also very important for the country. We have turnover of 4,50,000 crores of this industry, out of which 1,43,000 crores is export. It is really very remarkable for the country that today all over in the world we are exporting the car, buses, scooters and bikes. Even some 1 month before, our truck, 2 batches of truck, sending to Bangladesh through sea route. I am always requesting to all manufacturers and dealers that if you can use the waterways, it will be a great thing for the country. It will reduce the logistic cost. We have 20,000 kilometer of river length and 7,500 kilometer of seafront. I feel that this can be very much useful for you. Now in Chennai, there are a lot of good brands of automobile manufacturer in Chennai. They are exporting their cars to Delhi, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand and Himachal Pradesh. And a company like Maruti, they have their factory in Gurgaon. They are taking their cars to south, particularly the Chennai and Bangalore area. Now this can be a win-win situation for both the companies if they can start Ro-Ro services between the Chennai and Kandla, and by Kandla they can take it from the truck or the railway, take it to the Delhi and different part of the country, particularly in the North India. I feel that we have to reduce the logistic cost. Logistic cost is very important. For example, for going by road, if the logistic cost is 1 rupees 50 paisa, going by railway is 1 rupees, and going by waterways is only 20 paisa. I feel that at the same time, we are making special preventive measures for road safety. The road safety is related where one of the important things is automobile engineering. Whatever the economic models may be, we are very sensitive about the safety. Safety is the most important issue. At the same time, we are making roads. Now in our country, we have 52 lakh kilometer of road length, out of which only we have 96,000 kilometer of national highway. But when our Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji taken charge as a Prime Minister, we increase now the national highway from 96,000 km to 1,70,000 km, and our planning is going up to 2 lakh km. Out of 52 lakh km, only 2% of the road was national highway and 40% of the traffic on national highway. But now making this 2 lakh km, 80% of traffic will be on national highway. We are now making express highway. The first express highway in the country is Delhi Easterly Bypass and Westerly Bypass. We are going to inaugurate in next month. The second highway in the country, that Delhi Meerut, we are going to inaugurate the first 14-lane road from Swaminarayan Mandir to Dasna. We are going to inaugurate next month. It is the first time in the country, and we are going to take it up to the Meerut. Today it takes 3 to 4 hours coming from Meerut to Delhi, but I am assuring you it will be only 40 minutes after this express highway. We are starting work in Vadodara Mumbai express highway next month. At the same time, we are making special express highway to Delhi to Jaipur and Delhi to Katra. We are making express highway, access control expressway from Hyderabad to Amravati, Amravati to Bangalore, Bangalore to Chennai. The work is going on. I feel that we are making lot of ring roads. In Bharatmala, we have selected the road length of 24,000 km, and cost involved in it is 7,50,000 crores. Definitely it is going to change the road network of the country. And definitely the most benefited section, those who will get the maximum advantage of this increasing in road length and road width, is the automobile sector. But at the same time, now we are working on different fuels. We have an import of 7 lakh crores. I request you to encourage the fuel ethanol, methanol, biodiesel, bio-CNG and electric. Now we have electric cars, electric bikes, ethanol auto rickshaw and ethanol buses, 100%. Cost effective, import substitute and pollution free and indigenous. There is a huge potential is available. By manufacturing this type of vehicles, we will be definitely going to benefit in our exports. As far as the pollution is concerned, it's really a big problem. Today, we have taken a decision in the interest of the people by and large that at 1 April 2020, it will be mandatory for automobile sector for Euro 6 emission norms, BS6 emission norms. I am very happy that our petroleum minister has assured me that he is spending 90,000 crores on the refineries, and now he is in position to supply fuel of Euro 6 standard. Even he has taken a guarantee to supply this fuel, and now there are some companies who have got the technology. By Euro 4 fuel, they are getting the emission norms of Euro 6. I feel that this is really a very historical thing. It need more research, quality conscious, and we should have, I feel that the industry should think cost effectiveness is very important, but the quality and environment point of view, we have to think about the products. Today, the things are moving fast. My dream is India will become a hub of automobile manufacturing. Now we have just finalized the policy on scrapping. And the policy, I feel that within a month we will get all clearances for that. And because of implementation of this policy, there will be increase of 22% growth in automobile. It will be a great benefit for you. But at the same time, because of that, what is the raw material is available, copper, aluminum, steel, and rubber and plastic. By recycling of it in India, now in my ministry in shipping, we are making industrial clusters, particularly automobile clusters, where you can use all this type of material. And at the same time, we are now making the draft of 18 meter. So from the whole world, you can take this automobile waste to India and convert it into your spare parts. And because of this availability of waste with the low cost, the cost of your spare parts will be very less, and that will be again a great advantage for the industry as far as the competitiveness is concerned in the world. Today the things are moving fast. Sector is very important. We are also going to start e-toll within 3 to 4 months. There will be no delay on toll nakas. We have already accepted GST. We have already demolished the state barriers for different taxes. We have already, our government has taken a historical decision for abolish 21 cess and 17 taxes. I feel that now in my own ministry, the new Motor Vehicle Act is pending with the Rajya Sabha, and I am expecting that the next session, in this session, I am expecting that we are going to it will be cleared from the Rajya Sabha. After that, registration will be responsible for the dealers. So it is going to save the time, at the same time the corruptions. I feel that we need transparent, time-bound, result-oriented and corruption-free systems going for e-governance. I will request you that today it is the time for the country that we have to improve our driving license systems. We are going to open 2,000 driving license training center in the country, out of which lot of centers are already started. India, we have got 22 lakh drivers shortage. This is the time for people like you to take initiative in Made in India, Make in India, skilling, training, and it can be a good thing for you. If you can take initiative in this sector, it will be a great thing for the country. Really, it is a good event, and you are organizing and discussing the issue related with your sectors. Your all stakeholders are there. And whatever the good suggestion from this conference, kindly give it to me. I will talk with my all officers and I will try to do it to fulfill your expectations. Once again, I am giving you my all best wishes to all of you for this new year, and I will assure you for development and for making the qualitative reform in this sector, our government, our ministry is always with you and we will support you. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Can you please? So sorry. So we thank the Honorable Minister in absentia, but again he spelled out the various initiatives which his ministry is taking towards bringing in the ease of doing business, towards Skill India, Safe India, Clean India, and his knowledge which he has on the biofuels and towards the non-renewables, that's always impresses people. He also spoke about the road infrastructure which is coming up, and we're all aware that in the budget also it has been increased. That's going to be giving a lot of fillip and a boost to the rural economy, and thus directly also impacting the auto sector. 30 kilometers of road being built in a day, that's a mammoth task which he has taken, and we are moving also, as he said, from BS4 to the BS6, electric mobility, new changes. That is where the government is all with us, playing a very catalytical role, supporting the industry. We really appreciate his message here. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to request and invite Mr. Kailash Gupta, who's been just now conferred with the Lifetime Achievement Award. We would like to hear from him his views and his expressions as he received this award.
Our honorable speakers and industry giants, Mr. Abhay Firodia, Mr. Vikram Kirloskar, honorable guests, and my dealer friends. It has been a great occasion for me today on getting this Lifetime Achievement Award by FADA, and that too at the hands of our Honorable Vice President. It is really a great moment. I am very, very grateful to this great organization. It was a very glorious, challenging moment for me when I took over as President of FADA in the year 2000. It was more challenging and exciting, more because my predecessors, Mr. Rakesh Jain and Mr. Vinay Navetia, had turned this organization from so-called dormant to a very vibrant organization. Vibrant organization in the sense we started regional conferences, we started dealer academy, we started various programs of going to NADA America, and a lot of things. Our full-time magazine had also started coming out, and our own office premises was established. It was a great challenge for me. I have enjoyed this organization fully and gave me an opportunity to meet the leader giants, to know the dealer friends all over the country, and to know the experts throughout the country, by which I could understand the pulse of a dealer and the dealership problems throughout the nation. It was really a great opportunity. I have thoroughly enjoyed my 48 years of dealership experience, coming from a family of 75 years of dealership business. It was a great opportunity for me to be in this business. Dealer friends, we should all be very fortunate to be automobile dealers. This is a business which gives us a lot of money, which gives us a lot of opportunity. It has a lot of interest in us, and it is also give us social standing in the country. Along with profits, it also gives us a lot of properties which appreciates like anything, and also takes care in situations when the dealership sometimes run in losses. And therefore, I think it is not only glamorous, it not only provides social standing, but we should all be very, very proud to be an automobile dealer. It has a great future, as has been said by our great speakers. I also believe that in business, when you succeed, you earn. And when you lose, you learn. So I think it's a win-win situation for all of us. Without talking too much, the three takeaways at this moment when I'm honored by FADA are for my all dealer friends here. Please take care of your employees as your family members. Please ask your employees to take care of customers as their family members. This is the first takeaway I would like to share. The second takeaway I would like is, please take all the norms and suggestions of principals very seriously, but not blindly. Please think over all those norms before you really implement them. And the third is, whatever vehicle you sell, keep some portion, maybe 100 rupees, maybe 1 rupee, maybe 1,000 rupees, separately for community development, for downtrodden, and for nation development. I think this would be the takeaways to all my dealer friends at this moment. और ऐसे मौके पर एक छोटा सा किस्सा मुझे याद आता है. 3 प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स हमारे रहे हैं, वीपी सिंह, देव गौड़ा और गुजराल. ये तीनों 6-6 महीने के रहे हैं. एक बार काफ़ी देर हो गई, उनका कमरा बंद था, एक चपरासी बाहर आया. दूसरे चपरासी ने पूछा कि क्या हुआ. उन्होंने कहा, आज तो मुझे बहुत डांट पड़ गई प्रधानमंत्री जी से. दूसरे चपरासी ने कहा क्या ज़माना आ गया है, टेम्पररी परमानेंट को डांटता है। एंड फ्रेंड्स, मुझे भी कभी कभी ऐसा लगता है डीलर प्रिंसिपल्स, हमारे जो मैन्युफैक्चरर्स हैं वो टेम्पररी आते हैं 4-4, 5-5 साल के लिए, हम लोग परमानेंट हैं। मुझे भी ऐसी ऐसी सिचुएशन कभी कभी दिखती है। थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you, sir, for your message, and thank you for impressing us with your wit and humor. And almost 5 decades of experience and contribution, that's immense. Thank you for your contribution and the message which you've extended across. Mr. Kasliwal was also conferred the award, Mr. Deshnidhi Kasliwal. He could not join us. The award was accepted by his son, Mr. Anshu Kasliwal. The message comes now from Mr. Kasliwal through Mr. Anshu Kasliwal. Request him to kindly share the thoughts of Mr. Kasliwal.
Good morning, Mr. Firodia Saab, Chairman Siam, Mr. Vikram, our Chairman Farah, all the respected panel members, dear dealer friends. Good morning, everybody. My name is Anshul Kasliwal, and I'm here thanks to my dad. And unfortunately, he could not be here. He hasn't been keeping too well lately, and he is absolutely honored. On behalf of him, I took this award today, and my father, Mr. Deshnidhi Kasliwal, extends his gratitude in thanking FADA and the entire automobile industry for recognizing his contribution to automobile industry. He's been a part of this industry for a very long time. He will be finishing 50 years in 2018 later in the year. And in these last 50 years, he's been a part of two-wheeler industry. He's been a part of three-wheeler industry, selling three-wheelers, mini buses, matadors. Firodia Saab's been the manufacturer, and then in various car industry, in different a lot of manufacturers are involved. And also now we've been selling trucks, buses. So he's been involved from two-wheelers to trucks, basically whatever moves, he's been a part of it. And also, besides selling and trading, he's been a part of developing various automobile, such as bus bodies for the body shells, fire engines, bodies for auto rickshaws, axles for auto trailers. So a lot of ancillary business also. He's been involved in FADA since last 17 years. He's past president. He was president in 2004 and 5. So he has a lot of emotion, a lot of regard for the organization. And it is unfortunate today that he's not here, but he conveys his appreciation and very humbly accepts this recognition pondered on him. Thank you very much. Have a nice day, guys.
Thank you, Anshuji. As you take the legacy forward, good luck to you also. Ladies and gentlemen, as you saw, the session has actually been an example of change. We have had a lot of changes in it, but we did adapt and adopt very well to the change. And that's a message also which goes as the theme. So as we conclude the session, now requesting Mr. John K. Paul, the president of FADA. He's also here with us as the FADA Andhra Pradesh chairman. I request him for his concluding remarks and to propose a formal vote of thanks.
After a few attempts, I'm finally here to say the vote of thanks. Okay. Though they are not present, I would like to start with respected Sri Venkaiah Naidu, Honorable Vice President of India, Sri Nitin Gadkari, the Honorable Road Transport, Highways and Shipping Minister, Dr. Firodia, President SIAM and Chairman Force Motors, Mr. Vikram Kirloskar, Vice Chairman, Toyota Kirloskar, our guests, my fellow dealers, ladies and gentlemen. A wonderful session has just come to its end. On behalf of the entire dealer fraternity, I extend a heartfelt thank you to his respected Sri Venkaiah Naidu for sharing his thoughts on how the industry can transform the country. I am also grateful to Sri Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Minister of Road Transport, Highways and Shipping, for sharing his vision, though rather long, and he has, encompassed almost everything that the auto industry can do. And we also, the new CMVR Act that is coming through will definitely be more favorable to the network, the industry, the auto retail industry, since we have been attending some meetings with the ministry on this, and you will also hear later from Mr. Abhay Damle on that subject. Our minister has taken a lot of initiative to bring all that. We thank you. In today's DNA, every industry is facing intense competition. But players rise within the industry and come together for solving common issues. Dr. Firodia, we are branches of the same tree, and if SAM, ACMA, and FADA can come together and rise above, we will be taking our businesses into a bigger trajectory altogether. On behalf of FADA, I thank you very much for honoring us by being here today. And also on your thought for the future of the auto industry. Thank you, sir. Vikram and I, being from the same alma mater, go a long way back. Having been the past president and a member of the executive committee at SIAM, I urge you to help create a mechanism to address network issues freely and transparently. To you too, I extend a heartfelt thank you. I extend my gratitude to all those who are all present here, especially for being here at 8:30 in the morning, and for those from Delhi, a special thank you. Okay. And let me thank those who have made this a mega event, a grand success, and I must give my special appreciation to the chairman of the Auto Summit Committee, Mr. Nikun Sanghi, for really putting this together. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you to the President of FATA. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we close the inaugural session, and we invite you for tea and coffee outside. It's here, right here, the tea and coffee? In the Desire. It's in the Inspire Hall. Please join us for tea and coffee. It's right now 10:35. 11 o'clock we are going to be starting with the session, wherein we have Mr. Abhay Damle, the Joint Secretary, Ministry of Road Transport Highways, joining us. He's going to be talking to us about Vahan 4.0 and also the new transport bill. So we look forward to having you all here. Once again, immense thanks to Dr. Abhay Firodia, to Mr. Kirloskar, and yes, to all the leaders. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.